As we start, Outdoors Queensland respectfully acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the lands where we gather across Queensland, and obviously First Nations people across the world. We pay respect to elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge the important roles that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples play and have played regarding the land, sky and waterways that are used for outdoor activities. I'm in Meanjin, or Brisbane, which is the land of the Jagera and Turrbal peoples. If you'd like to, you can pop in the chat the land that you're joining us from. So, and we'd also acknowledge the work that the different government departments and ministers do in relation to outdoor activities, which includes sport and recreation, who are part of the Department of Tourism and Sport in Queensland. And the Queensland government provides funding to support outdoor activities right across Queensland, and including funding that allows Outdoors Queensland to do what we do through a grant called the Active Industry Base Fund, which we are grateful for. So, as I said, this is our 4th episode of Coffee and Conversation for 2024, now that we've moved to the quarterly delivery once every 3 months on the first Friday of the 3rd month. Mark Squires, our operations manager, he's my co-host today, and thanks again for Mark for all the work you do, mate. A big welcome to all members of Outdoors Queensland and others who are joining us. Not sure if we've got any from interstate. We do have Wayne as a special international delegate today, so welcome. As I said, please feel free to make comments, ask questions as we go along. We're a fairly small group today, so you can just put your hand up, or you can always pop something in the chat. Recordings are available via our website and on YouTube, so that you will have got that. This session is being recorded prompt. I just want to flag that as well. But if there's anything that you have as we go along, feel free to raise it. It's all about a conversation. So and there is I've got a fairly detailed agenda here for you, but mostly about opportunities, consultation and information. And as we go along, if there's any questions, please sing out. More than happy to open it up further. Heap of words on there, but the key thing out of all of that is opportunities, consultation and information. So the first thing I wanted to flag is the Queensland state election is going to be held on Saturday, the 26th of October. Outdoors Queensland's prepared an election position statement, and we've presented that to the various political parties, seeking commitments to a series of actions under really 2 broad themes, that the government should support Queensland's outdoor sector and the government should protect nature. They're the 2 core topics in that statement. There's quite a few different actions in there under those themes. In the lead up to the election, we'll share responses from political parties with our network. We've only received a couple of responses so far, but it's early days and there's still a few months before the election. So that's available on our website if anyone wants to have a look at the election position statement that we prepared. And yeah, if you are talking to any politicians, happy for that to be used as a reference point as well for any of our members and others. So yeah, more than happy to provide more info if there's any questions on anything in that as well, when you get a chance to have a look at it. The next one, which I'm hoping everyone's well aware of if you're getting information about these sessions, the 2024 Outdoors Queensland Awards. They'll be held at Ridges South Bank in Brisbane on the evening of Friday, the 29th of November. They're normally the last Friday in October. We've actually moved it back a month to avoid a clash with the election, which is the last weekend in October. So it's the last weekend in November this year. Our awards are all about recognising and rewarding excellence across the outdoor community, celebrating individuals, organisations programs, events and activities that improve outcomes for participants, clients, and our communities. So we've got the sponsors there on the page that make the awards possible. So Queensland Government, Active Queenslanders Industry Alliance, Beck Fox, Unleash Your Power, K2 Base Camp, Equipped Outdoors, and we have a new event sponsor this year, which is Protect Beautiful Queensland, which is great to see. The nominations are open now, and you will have possibly got an e-news advising you that it is time to nominate. You can nominate yourself or another organisation, your own organisation. It's all about contributions to the outdoor sector. And you don't need to be a financial member of Outdoors Queensland to nominate, although we'd always love to have more wonderful financial members joining, but the details are all on the website. You can contact us if you have any queries. The nominations officially close this Tuesday, the 6th of August. In previous years, we've extended the nomination period by a week to make sure we get enough nominations. We might do that again this year, but we may not if we get enough before then. So really strongly encourage you to get your nominations in ASAP before Tuesday if possible. So any questions on the awards? Mark's just shared in the notes. Thank you, mate, for the link to the election position statement and the Outdoors Queensland Awards. Just on the awards, there are a range of different categories, and we regularly get a lot of nominations for a couple of categories and not so many for some others. I would encourage organisations to look at the different ones that are there, including, there's a workforce development award, and we know a lot of organisations do a lot of work in that space. So that's a good one to have a look at to recognise the work that different organisations are doing in that space. It could be about the RTOs who are doing good work in that space, but it could also be the organisations who are training staff internally. So really want to encourage you to have a look at those different categories. And there's also an emerging, I always get the wording wrong for that one, Mark, emerging leader, I think it is. But yeah,
emerging achiever.
Emerging achiever, thank you, mate. Yeah, so those ones, it'd be really good to encourage nominations for the awards in general. So, any questions on that? No? Cool. Also on the topic of awards, the Paddle Queensland Awards, their nominations are open at the moment too. So I just wanted to flag that. They close Sunday, the 18th of August. Yeah, encourage you to check that out if you're involved in the paddling world. I don't know whether Jess Fox is eligible to win any of those awards, but I'd say if she is, she'll probably win them all. As the face of paddling at the moment with a certain little event going on over in France. But yeah, I think she might be a New South Welshman, unfortunately. We can't claim her completely. So, yeah, so just check that out if you're involved in the paddling world. The next one there is that August is Queensland Walks Month. So Queensland Walks is a Outdoors Queensland member. Queensland Walks Month is a free online celebration of walking, running, rolling and strolling across all parts of Queensland. So it's all about improving the walkability of Queensland through conversations and knowledge sharing. They've got a really good survey. It's called Walk My Street Survey. And it's an opportunity to provide feedback on the walkability of your local area or of where you walk regularly. And it is walk, run, roll and stroll. They're very deliberate about that it's about inclusivity for walking. So however you get out there, they want to hear about it and they'd love to have it. And the theme this year is Good for the Soul, which is very timely, I think. So yeah, if you're interested in that, there's info there, and Mark's just shared the link to Queensland Walks Month.
So is that good for the SOUL or the FOLE?
Oh, I think it's pun intended. They should have put that in brackets after it, mate. Yeah, so Yeah, good for the soul. I think it wears down the soul issue, but that's all good. Moving right along, Mark's and my bad dad jokes, that's all right. The Outdoors Queensland, so we received a grant from the Queensland Government's Active Women and Girls program to deliver our new Good Practice Outdoors project. And the first round of the program is focused on female leaders, whether in volunteer or paid roles. This is all about familiarity with the Adventure Activity Standard and Good Practice Guides, the Australian Adventure Activity Standard. We've held the first online session in July, and sessions in August, September and October are already fully booked for this one. I see Murray's online there. Murray helped with, from Guides Queensland, helped with our testing of the product. So big thank you for that. And yeah, really appreciate that. We've got a couple of places remaining for the November session. And then there's more sessions available in the first half of 2025. Dawn, our office manager, has taken the lead on this project, and I'm really impressed with the work that Dawn's been doing on it. And I think we've already got some great feedback from participants, which is awesome. So really appreciate that. Dawn prepared a quick video just to give you a bit of a snapshot on that. I'm just going to hope that this plays okay. I'll move on to that. If anyone has any questions, please reach out to us. Yeah, more than happy to answer questions on this one. So hopefully this video will work for you all. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear it.
Hello, my name is Aventine, and I want to tell you about our new program. We know, working towards compliance with the Australian Adventure Activity Standards can be daunting. The Good Practice Outdoor program has been developed to help you project manage the volumes of information you will encounter as you work towards compliance. It is a tool that will step you through the adventure standards and track your progress. We want to upskill the knowledge of female leaders in the adventure standards. We want them to be part of the discussion and to have a seat at the table making activity and program decisions. Being part of these discussions could improve job satisfaction, increase responsibility, and further advance their careers in the outdoor industry. To find out more about the program and to book into a session, visit the Outdoors Queensland Good Practice Outdoors webpage. We look forward to seeing you at a session soon and helping you with your compliance journey.
So if you have any questions at all, yeah, feel free, please contact us. The info is on the website, as Aventine just told us. But yeah, Dawn's more than happy to have a chat to anyone about it as well. It's 2 online sessions. You need to do the first module before you do the second one, but they'll be separated. So yeah, and we're happy to provide assistance in between if there's anything you need. And it is free, as it says on the screen there, free training for female leaders, which is great, thanks to the government grant that we were fortunate enough to obtain. All right. Another announcement, and I'm trying to stop this being an acronym fest, but anything to do with the Adventure Activity Standard and Good Practice Guides becomes one, which you can see in the heading on that page. So the Outdoor Council of Australia, which is also known as the OCA, is the holder of the Australian Adventure Activity Standard and Good Practice Guides, which is a voluntary good practice framework for safe, responsible planning and delivery of lead outdoor activities with dependent participants. So Outdoors Queensland, we're a member of the Outdoor Council of Australia, alongside the other state peak bodies and national outdoor organisations. The Australian Adventure Activity Standard and Good Practice Guides were released in 2019, so it's pretty much time to do a review of those documents to ensure they're kept current. And the OCA has approached the governments of Australia, including the federal government, but particularly the state and territory governments, for funding to do this review. And the state and territory governments have agreed and made commitments to fund a review of the Australian Adventure Activity Standard and Good Practice Guides. So the ACA has just made an announcement about that this week. I think it went out Wednesday or Thursday. And there'll be more info coming regarding the process of the review and opportunities for people to be involved in that project in coming months. And we'll share that with our network. So I just wanted to flag it that review is going to happen. It's all about making sure that the standard and the good practice guides remain current. So if you have any questions about it, I'm on the board of the Outdoor Council of Australia as well at the moment. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to pass that on. I'm happy to answer questions if I can, or pass it on to the Outdoor Council of Australia board as well. So yeah, happy to answer anything on that. I think I've avoided some of the acronyms there, but maybe not them all. So that it is a really valuable resource. I hope, and that's what the Good Practice Outdoors program is about, familiarity with the Adventure Activity Standard and Good Practice Guides. So this is a chance to review it. Not, you know, I don't think it's going to be throw it all out and start again. It's more about, let's see how we can improve on what we've already got and what needs changing and tweaking. But yeah, any questions on that one? Nope. I see Laurie's here. Laurie's also a member of the board of the ACA. So yeah, you can just ask Laurie all the questions if you don't want to talk to me. So.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, and we are grateful for the commitments from the different governments to fund this review project. It's an important piece of work for the ACA to undertake, and couldn't do it without that funding. Moving right along, I mentioned this in our May session, which was our last one of these sessions, that we were about to run a mountain bike forum up in North Queensland. So that happened on the 24th of May on Friday. We ran that mountain bike forum with support from Blue Sky Trails, the Cairns Institute, and FNQ Regional Organisation of Councils. It was a really great event. It was held in the week of the Crankworks event, which is a massive mountain bike event in Cairns. And we held it right next door to the event venue, which really worked well. It was a really good opportunity for people to meet and discuss the future of sustainable mountain biking. And we talked about inclusion, strategy, policy, which is always exciting, and also environmental sustainability. We had some great guest speakers, including Thomas Holden, who's taking the lead on, he's basically the proponent for a multi-day trail from Paluma to Wallerman Falls, which is just north of Townsville, and he's actively looking for engagement with mountain bikers and also walkers in relation to what that trail could be. He's a representative of the traditional owners group, and there's a couple of different traditional owner groups involved, and he's doing some really good things in that space. So it was a really good opportunity at that forum. We had the president of the Cairns Mountain Bike Club as one of our speakers on the agenda, but unfortunately or fortunately, she was in the Crankworks event that day, and she kept qualifying for the next level of her event. So she had to keep texting us from the event grounds going, sorry, I got through to the next round. I'm going to be a little bit delayed. And she ended up riding from the podium where she collected a silver medal down to the venue and doing the closing remarks for the forum, because she kept qualifying through and she got the silver medal, which was awesome. So we were happy to be flexible in that situation where she was out there actually on a mountain bike doing the right thing. So that was an interesting little aspect to it. There is a summary of that event on our website too, with a bit of a report that we put together, if you want to have a look at that. And Mark's just shared the link. The next one, and I see Graham's online too. We on the 9th of July, Youth Flourish Outdoors hosted the Outdoor Therapies Mental Health Summit in Brisbane, and we assisted with the event, which was also sponsored by the Queensland Mental Health Commission. So it was really all about bringing together people from various government agencies and other stakeholders interested in mental health and outdoor therapy. So I don't know, Graham, if you wanted to say anything about the day or
Thanks, Dom. Look, not very much. Just that this was a consultation with government about how to bring outdoor practices into mainstream health programs. So it wasn't about collecting people from the outdoor therapies community. It was about talking to those members of government on behalf of, and to see what we needed to know. And I'm just looking at the feedback from those people now, and some of that includes that they want a collective voice to represent outdoor therapies, and they want some research and some clarity around some of the terminology and what means what. So I think there's a bit of work for us in the outdoor therapy space to do, to come together to provide that information back to them.
Right. Thanks, Graham. Yeah. And it sort of was prompted, I guess, by the Queensland Shifting Minds 2023-28 mental health plan. We used a bit of an informal take on that and talked about shifting minds outdoors during the day. That was our take on that, to try to show that engagement. And yeah, well done to Graham and the team at Youth Flourish Outdoors on putting that together. It was a really good day, and I think really valuable. So yeah, thanks very much, Graham. That next image isn't quite the image we like to see of the outdoors, but I did want to flag that August is traditionally considered the start of bushfire season for Queensland, but we know there've already been some quite large fires even during winter in different parts of our state and elsewhere across Australia. Just this week, a Queensland Rural Fire Service spokesperson said that because of the wet 2023-24 summer, there's more vegetation out there, and they're also predicting, the Bureau of Meteorology is predicting hotter temperatures over the next few months, probably hotter than normal. So Queensland will be at an increased risk of bushfires. There's a heap of information on that Get Ready Queensland website. It deals with all sorts of different disasters, but Mark's just shared the link to the page on the bushfire preparedness. They're short, simple, different steps, but it's being bushfire aware, having a bushfire survival plan, connecting with your local council and their disaster info pages, checking for bushfire warnings, packing supplies, checking insurance cover is adequate, considering all occupants, including pets and animals, but importantly, regular property maintenance. And the website has a really good checklist that you could customize for your property if you're in an area that could be affected by bushfires. So I just wanted to flag that because it is sort of topical at the moment, that it is an important piece of work that you don't want to leave until it is too late. So I just wanted to flag that. And I know on the weather warnings, etc., the National Centre for Outdoor Risk and Readiness, I always get NATCOR's acronym wrong, so one of those R's might be wrong, I'm sorry about that. But they've put out some information about the weather survey they did too, which we shared on our website. They had a good webinar a little while back, so that was a really good one too. So there'll be some more coming from NATCOR about the weather and understanding some of the information that's available there. So yeah, just wanted to put that one out there. It's an important thing to consider at this time of year. I probably should check if there's any questions as we go along. We sometimes keep rolling along, but yeah, all good. This next one, Club.IQ, it's Sport and Rec Queensland have launched this Club.IQ in May this year. It's all about helping clubs to be more successful. So their online resources including guidelines and templates. Their strong suggestion is to start with the short videos that make content more accessible. So it's all about administration of clubs, volunteer management, financial management, the exciting topic of governance, and also planning and strategic planning. Mark and I went to a session, a Sport and Rec held a forum up at the Sunshine Coast on Tuesday this week. They described the 3 key aspects of Club.IQ as helping people understand the law that applies to clubs, helping people to run good meetings, which I don't know that all clubs do, but also helping people to manage money well, which is an important part of considering every single club as a small business. So there's some really good resources in it, including like templates that you can just use for meetings or also for budgeting and reporting. So really recommend checking the Club.IQ out. Mark's just shared that link to that one. Thank you, mate. The next one, I mentioned this in our May session. It's more exciting stuff about the law applying to particularly clubs, but incorporated associations in Queensland. Just a bit of a reminder. So these changes went through to the Act and they commenced on the 1st of July. The changes were made a while back, but there's a couple of changes that have just come in. And the big one, well, probably they're both big, but one is that all incorporated associations now need to disclose any remuneration paid and any benefits given to committee members, senior staff and relatives at the AGM. So it's just something to be aware of. And they do say, even if you haven't paid any of your committee members, you should note that at your AGM as well. So they're saying it's almost a declaration that needs to be at every AGM for every organisation that's incorporated under the Associations Incorporation Act of 1981. I hope everyone's not getting too excited about this news, but it is important to make sure it's done well for that. And the other one is there's a grievance procedure in the model rules, and you have to now have a grievance procedure to resolve disputes or have your own compliant grievance procedure in your own rules. So there's a lot of info on the government website about this and a toolkit for how to ensure you're complying with it. And they're aware that it's a change. So I think they're trying to help clubs to get on the right page with what the law requires now. I just wanted to flag it because that is now in effect, or as of the 1st of July, it's in effect across Queensland. So if you have any other questions on it, I'm happy to help, but the info on the website is great. And I just saw Laurie's point there that not-for-profits also, there's new rules for the tax office from 1st of July about declaring a declaration around not-for-profit or needing to submit a tax return. Yeah, thanks, Laurie. That one, again, comes in as of 1st of July. There's info on the ATO website about that. It seems to be that there's quite a bit of information out there about it. It seems to me that most of our organisations fit the billing as still being eligible to remain non-taxable under being either a sporting organisation, which is a specific category there, but there's also one for community organisations. So you basically have to do a return and tick the box to say why you are non-for-profit, and if you meet their requirements, you don't need to submit a return. But it is important to check it out and maybe even get advice from an accountant or another person who understands that system. But there's information on there on the ATO website. Did you want to add anything to that, Laurie?
No, I think you've done that really well. There is a lot of confusion out there. It's not that scary.
No.
It's just going through the process. I think the biggest challenge everyone's having is access to MyGov for the organisation, because we have a lot of changes in not-for-profits and you need access to MyGov to do all this. So that's the hardest part, I think.
Yeah, I concur with that. I mean, we know it happens anytime, you know, if you have your one person has the access to MyGov linked to an organisation and they're no longer on the committee, it's about trying to update those details before you can even get to the position of being able to fill out the return. Sometimes that's what takes all the time. So yeah, thanks, Laurie. And it is an important point, just making sure that all the different organisations are compliant with the various rules. Thank you for that. A couple of courses coming up. And I've just realised I've got the heading wrong on that one. This one's Personify Leadership. So Beck Fox is running Personify Leadership courses in Southeast Queensland in August and September. So Beck is delivering this course content in Queensland. She's actually the first Australian facilitator. It's a 2-day face-to-face workshop for leaders. Beck's offering a 20% discount for financial members of Outdoors Queensland. I do need to say for transparency, whoa, good work, Mark. Outdoors Queensland also receives a commission for bookings to those courses, thanks to Beck. So the details of this one are online. The August course is actually next week. So you might need to be quick to book in on that one. There's also one towards the end of September, but all the details are on Beck's website. The first group did that course in July here at our offices, and there was really positive feedback from those people who did that course with Beck. So yeah, just wanted to let you know about that opportunity for that one. And yeah, it's a classic group of, you know, all sorts of understanding leadership, but also practical engagement throughout the day, throughout the workshop. So yeah, it was certainly plenty of laughter and enjoyment of that course. I don't think it was one of these someone at the front just talking, as you'd expect probably for if anyone who knows Beck and how she would run it. And another one that's a similar vein is in October, Mark Collard from Playmeo is offering a workshop which he's calling Connection Before Content. It'll be here in Brisbane at our offices at Sports House. So it's a full day workshop. He says it's a practical training workshop for experiential educators, trainers, and group facilitators who want to lead group games and activities with confidence and ease. Mark's done one of these a few years ago here at our offices, and it was another really good workshop. We did have to dial down the noise at times because people were having too much fun. You're not allowed to have fun in training courses, obviously. So I expect it'll be a similar experience. If anyone's interested in that one, there's a link there to Mark's website. And if you're interested, yeah, check it out. There's also info about it on our website. So, and Mark's just shared that the link to the Playmeo one. I think it's about $250 for the day. Yeah, I think Mark Collard is very keen to get a good group together for that one. So I just wanted to let you know about that right now, if you can. Another announcement, which people may already be aware of, is the National Outdoor Education Conference, or NOEC, as it's commonly known. It's going to be in Gippsland in Victoria in December this year. The early bird tickets ended in July, but there's general admission tickets available now. It's at Federation Uni, which apparently is about 2 hours southeast of Melbourne. And there's going to be coach services from Tullamarine Airport to the venue, which is great. Saves on hire cars, etc. They've got a lot of presenters and also exhibitors at the conference. I was talking to Andrew Knight from Outdoors Victoria this week about it. He said it's all coming together well, but he did say there are still tickets available. So if you're interested in that one, check it out. I'm not sure how much the tickets are from here. I think the early bird tickets were about $600 for the 3 days. So I'd imagine the general admission tickets are a little bit higher than that, but it should still be a really worthwhile experience if you're involved in the outdoor and environmental education space. So just wanted to flag that one. That conference is every 2 years, and it's going to be in Victoria the next one. So definitely wanted to let you know about that. All right. A bit of consultation that I wanted to let you know about. So the Scenic Rim Regional Council, they're seeking community feedback on developing an integrated transport plan. And I know we're here all about outdoor activities, but their website actually says that this plan is giving council a strategic view to guide decisions about road networks, walking paths, cycle routes, and transport connections as the Scenic Rim grows. So I think it's worthwhile to provide them with feedback. I've already put in a little bit of feedback about the completion of the Boonah Ipswich Trail, which is a project we've been calling for quite a long time. So that's an interesting opportunity as well to provide some feedback into this plan. There's an online survey. There's also an interactive map where you can drop a pin on the map and comment on the different locations of what might be missing or hazards or opportunities to improve travel. So I've actually done that on behalf of Outdoors Queensland for a couple of spots. They've also got a stakeholder workshop coming up and some drop-in sessions where you can just go along and talk to someone from their project team. And the good thing is, so that they've been very deliberate about the walking and cycling network plans as well. Claire, I think it should include the horse riding network as well, but yeah, they are all about that transport opportunity. So you can also email them directly. So I think it's worth checking it out. Mark's just shared the link to their webpage. Yeah, it's certainly a good opportunity to be involved. But just scrolling back up, I just saw Claire's comment about the ATO one, and yeah, okay, so that's different to what I'd been told as far as community organisations, Claire. So we might need to have a discussion about that. But yeah, I'd be very interested to hear from what your auditor and tax advisor has to say about it. Yeah, that's really concerning. Okay. Did you want to say any more about that, Claire? I know you've got details in your comment in the chat. Nope. Okay. Cool. That's about it for the formal aspects of our session today. I've got a lot of reminders on there of all the different topics we just went through. Oh, Claire just said her speaker's not working. No worries. That's right, Claire. I might give you a call to have a little chat about that separately. I did want to flag as well. We've got our resources there, the websites and the e-bulletins. We'd love to see if you're not subscribed to those already, feel free to subscribe. The social media and also our online store. But our website, we're actually about to launch a new website. And Mark's done a lot of work on this, has taken the lead on it. The one aspect of it will be, it'll still be outdoorsqueensland.com.au, But one aspect, some of the links, if you've bookmarked a page, in the future, some of the URLs will be slightly different, so that your bookmarks may not work perfectly, but Mark's doing a lot of work to try to make sure it does. But if you find one that doesn't work, it's not that we've disappeared. It might be just that the page is at a new address. So did you want to add anything to that, Mark?
Yeah, sure. We've just we've set it up so that the pages from the current site, the URLs, will be redirected to the new ones. Many of them are the same, but those that and we have actually gone through and I'm been deleting stuff as well and trying to kind of bring the site, make the site a little more manageable. It's those who've been on our site, it's quite huge. So some stuff has disappeared, some stuff has moved. If you have trouble finding anything, please do get on to me. Give me a call, give me an email, and I can certainly point you in the right direction if you can't find it through the redirects on the site anyway.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Mike.
Tom.
Yeah, it was an opportunity for a bit of a spring clean, and as we went with the new website, I think it looks awesome. Mark's done a lot of work on it, and he's done a lot of great work. So has Yvette and Dawn as well. Yeah, and I think it looks really good. But would be happy to have feedback on that on the website once we're going to do a soft launch, and then away we go. So that'll be happening shortly. Yeah. The other one I did just want to flag the awards nominations, really important. Please get your nominations in. You can nominate yourself or someone else who's doing terrific things. The Paddle Queensland Awards, that transport consultation for the Scenic Rim Council, Beck Fox's Personify Leadership course or courses, and also the playmeo workshop. But that National Outdoor Education Conference in December as well. Yeah, it's a really good opportunity. If you're able to attend it, I think it'd be great to see a good Queensland contingent at that one as well. Wayne, if you feel like traveling over from Michigan in December to experience the wonders of an Australian summer, you'd be more than welcome. Yeah, the info's on the website. But yeah, it's always a good conference, that one. It was held in New South Wales in the Blue Mountains west of Sydney last time, a couple of years ago, and it's going to be in Victoria this time. So yeah, I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's something I will seriously look at. So, and then contact the organizers and that and see exactly what their goals are and what my interests are and what my caretakers of the Environment International Organization is about, and whether somehow I can visit this year and then maybe get involved with going internationally in the future. So because we have to connect globally and get high school youth and teachers involved in that. So anyhow, I'm just glad to be able to, hear about that and learn about it. So thank you.
No worries. Thank you. Yeah. I think you get the prize for the furthest distance traveled over the internet for this session. But,
yeah.
A couple of other things which I didn't have in here, which is a little bit local to Brisbane, but it's an important event. Trail Running Association of Queensland, in conjunction with the local Member of Parliament, they've organised an event tomorrow at Mount Cootha, which is all about reclaiming the trails at Mount Cootha. There's been a couple of attacks on female runners and walkers, I think, in the last few months, which is awful. So they've got an event tomorrow morning at Mount Cootha where people can go along and just show support and obviously opposition to that sort of awful behaviour in the outdoors. So yeah, that's an event that's happening tomorrow. I didn't put it up on a slide, but I probably should have. Yeah, I think they're expecting quite a few people. So if you're interested, there's details on the track, the Trail Running Association Queensland website page, Facebook page. and it's I think the runs there's different distances, and there's a walk, which may be the option that I'll be going for, which starts at 9 o'clock. So it's just all about, I think they want to get as many people as possible to go along and, as they say, reclaim the trails. So yeah, that's a good option for anyone who's in Brisbane who's interested for a Saturday morning walk in the great outdoors, but also for a great cause. So that one's happening tomorrow as well. That's about it. I'm going to just harp on the award nominations again. So if you haven't got your award nomination in yet, please do. Have I said that enough times yet, Mark, to hit my KPI?
Well, just see how many people actually put a nomination to in, and we'll see,
we're
work out how effective it's been.
Match them up to attendees at today's session and see.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a list.
Yep. All right. Well, that pretty much brings us to an end. Does anyone have any other topics you wanted to raise? No, all good. Well, we'll just sign off then there. Our next session will be in 3 months' time. So it'll be Friday, the 1st of November, or the 31st or 30th of October for Wayne. Anyway, it's 1st of November, our time, 11 a.m. Thank you very much to all of you for attending today. Thanks to the Outdoors Queensland members, volunteers and staff who contribute to what we do. We'll sign off now with my little expression there. Please be kind to the planet, be kind to others, and be kind to yourself. Thanks very much.